Hello everyone, welcome back to Ace Attorney, Justice for All. This is the second day of Turnabout Big Top, and we are gonna begin our courtroom session in about like 5 seconds. I don't have my blue shirt today. That's okay. I'm pretty sure the trial's not gonna be over in one day, so let's get started. We still got a dress to impress. Good morning, Max. Max? Milk. What? If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on the stage, I just can't function, sweetie. Stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down. Oh, I guess. Nick, Max is really nervous. That's understandable. Hey, my sweeties. What? You don't think I should fly, do you? No, none of that today. Just sit down. You've got to make a good first impression. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No. None of that. We can't be having you flying around the courtroom. It just wouldn't be right. Dangerous too. Imagine if you hit someone. Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay. Oh, sweetie. What is it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? I can see it now. The dashing young lawyer flying fabulously from above. One glimpse of that and everyone in the room will be on your side. Max, really, no. No one needs to fly today. Nick, what's with that look in your eyes? I like the sound of that. Dashing young lawyer flying fabulously. Doesn't Nick have like a fear of heights? No? Okay. Alright, here we go. Von Karma. Dude, we literally started. What the? Whoa, okay. She wants to rush B. Your Honor, just get on with it. Oh, sorry. I just realized that the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns. So... well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica? Yes, Your Honor. He does often go by that name. You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we call him defendant Maximilian Galactica. It sounds more friendly. I wonder if that is to our advantage. Miss Von Karma, your opening statement, if you please. I hope you didn't bother thinking you'd win this one, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Huh? That spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. You just can't admit you lost. It did not count. Did you hear me? She must still be upset about what happened last time. You have no chance. Zero. Zilch. Nada. I'm not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not in the nature of a Von Karma to lose at anything. I love Maya's, like, just the neck is just angled. So funny. I guess being born with the name Von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying. Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are. Me? Guilty? What are you talking about? It'll be my ultimate revenge. Her dad's gone, you know. The prosecution is finished. Let's hurry and wrap up the waste of time. You may call your first witness, Miss Von Karma. Detective Dick Gumshoe, get up there, now! Here we go. Detective is always the first guy to be the witness. Sorry to keep you from work, as I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective. Don't mention it. It's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this. Very well. I would like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question. At your service, sir. All right, detective. You may proceed with your testimony. All right. Now this is the hardest part in the game. The trial. Okay. The night of the crime. Snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. All the circus performers gathered in the big top to practice their routines. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck. I see, so he was beaten to death. Here is the autopsy report for the victim. The courtroom accepts this into evidence. Okay. Dude, we have so much evidence. It's crazy. A blunt object. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. I'm just gonna press this. We'll press every single one. Let me ask you about the snow. It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime. Did it pile up? It wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about 1.5 inches on the ground. The snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day. The snow. Let me see. There's gotta be more to this. Huh? What's the matter, Nick? I need to take a look at the court record. Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing on the night of the crime? Alright, you did say, like, let's check the court record first. It was snowing, right? So if it kept snowing, there shouldn't be footprints. This dude died when it stopped snowing, I think. Because if it kept snowing, there would be no footprints. Okay. Okay. Press the performers. When you say all the circus performers, who do you mean? Everyone but the dancers and staff were there. Regina the animal tamer, Mo the clown, Ben the ventriloquist, and of course the defendant, Maximilian Galactica, and his victim, the ringmaster. Oh, I almost forgot. Regent the tiger was there as well. Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey? When I was investigating yesterday, he happened to snatch my wristwatch. Detective, you are welcome to file a police report after this proceedings. Okay, press. After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to? Regina was playing with Regent, while Mo went back to his room tired from work. Ben the ventriloquist went to the front gate, absorbed in his own world. The ringmaster Max went off to the ringmaster's room to talk privately. Oh, talk privately, huh? That's awfully suspicious. You wouldn't happen to know what they were talking about, would you? It seems that they were negotiating Max's salary. Actually, Max was asking for Regina's hand in marriage. Press this one as well. The murder itself took place. Okay. 10:15. I'd like you to be a bit more specific about the events at 10:15. Okay. Not a problem, pal. We've got a witness that told us how. Oh! This is totally meaningless. Time to move on. Alright. We'll just have to visit that testimony later. Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end? The victim was... okay. A wooden box. That's right. The victim must have been carrying the wooden box when he was killed. Carrying the box, huh? It was a strange box, Your Honor. What do you mean? Well, it was much heavier than it looked, not to mention it was locked. Locked, you say? This may be my only chance, so I might as well ask some questions. Oh, wow. Ask about the box. This wooden box, you figure it weighs about 20 pounds, right? Sounds about right. The whole thing is lined with iron. Iron plating. Why do you think it's lined with iron? I figure that's... Ouch! I think we could all do without your guesses, detective. Stick to what little you actually know. Sorry. Suffice it to say, the box is really heavy. Much better. You may continue on, detective. Okay, I need to ask about that again. Let's ask about the box again. We'll just skip. Skip. And then ask about the contents. Do you mind telling us what was inside the box? Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than Fort Knox. So we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle. Bottle? What is that, detective? Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle. What's inside the bottle? It's filled with pepper. Pepper? Why in the world was it locked in that big box? There's only one little bottle in that huge box? I wonder if that has some sort of special meaning. Small seasoning bottle. So that was obviously from the kitchen. Blunt force trauma. According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct? You've done your homework, pal. And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you? The police are searching for it as we speak. My theory is that it is something the perpetrator ran off with. Ran off with? You would think so, especially since you didn't find it on the scene. Oh no. Well, when there's snow, there's probably ice. Remember that story? I don't remember what story it was, but there was a murder with a piece of meat that was frozen. So once they used it to kill somebody, they cooked the meat and gave it to everyone to eat. But you could use like an icicle or something, just hit him with the frozen goods, you know? No. I bet he made it disappear with magic. Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of the event now. I guess that's all we're gonna get out of Gumshoe in this case. You mean all we're gonna get out of him is that little bottle of pepper? Now that we have wrapped up with the detective, I'd like to call my next witness. I'm not even off the stand yet. Obviously, but that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint. I don't know, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy. Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Miss Von Karma, call your next witness. I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. She must be talking about Ben the Ventriloquist. I wonder if Trilo will show up on the stand as well. He probably will. Oh, this is gonna be a nightmare. Please state your name and occupation for the record. My full name is Ventriloquist. I'm employed as an opera tenor. Excuse me? The witness called to the stand was Mr. Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist. That robe must be cutting off your circulation. I said that I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine, I'll grace you with a song. Me. The world of the law, exciting and daring, guilt or innocence. decided by a judge dressed up like a woman. Well, what do you think? I'm sorry, bro. I don't know what the song is or what it sounds like, so I'm just like YOLOing it. It had a good rhythm. It's just lyrics. It's just the lyrics. They leave something to be desired, so to speak. Trilo, you know better than to insult a judge. Shut up! Just look at your nose. You would think you'd have the sense to fix it. Yeah. It's so ugly I want to punch you in the face on the... on the off chance swelling would help. You know that your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star. Celebrities must really enjoy saying everything that flashes into their minds. What's going on here? Order, order. I demand to know who the witness is. Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trilo handle this. I'm not worried about you one bit. I'm worried about... ouch! You won't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now, let's proceed. What the hell is happening in this courtroom? I feel like I say that shit every single episode now. Cause I don't understand what's happening, bruh. Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge. Clown. Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went over to the plaza. That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime. He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away. That has to be one of the most garbage witness statements ever. You saw Maximilian Galactico heading towards the scene? You sure of that? Without a doubt, he had on his silk hat, cloak, and the dumb white roses on his chest. How could you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? That's enough. I think we all get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched a clown. That's right, dress boy. Yeah, I love how he's roasting the judge and the judge just doesn't care. Well, since you weren't with him, could that mean the clown committed the crime? That's a good question. He's got a point. What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the criminal. Why is that? Here's absolute proof. Silk hat. This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant. Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there would be no reason for the hat to be at the scene. Well done, Miss Von Karma. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done. Thank you for stating the obvious, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What do you have to say? Hold on, what button did I press there? What button did I... Okay. I managed to hide the text. I don't know... that wasn't it. Okay. I guess she's the boss again today. Okay. I think we have to press every single one. Just to be safe. Because I'm not getting any statements that stand out, you know? The clown. You're talking about Mo? Of course I'm talking about the old fart. He's so pathetic. I can't stand him. Just a little bit of exercise and his makeup is running all over the place. Once practice was over, he was 9/10 of the way to keeling over for good. Poor guy. But he didn't have any choice, so Ben took him back to his room. When it comes to being a first place loser, that guy's ahead of the pack. Now what happened? Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went over to the plaza. Press that. What did you do then? I went over to the plaza to do some thinking. It was awfully cold out that night, especially with all the snow around. Wouldn't thinking in your nice warm lodging house have been a better idea? Mr. Phoenix Wright, I think you should leave the thinking to the witness. But I'm a good thunker. At least my teachers always said I was. Uh-huh. Are you sure it was really Max Galactica? Of course I'm sure. How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby three-piece setup? Or getup. Snobby three-piece getup. Get the wax out of your ears. Lawyers nowadays, you're like talking to a brick wall. Max's three-piece getup. Jeez, could you be any more dense? All together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Thank you. Nick, I think you should put a little bit more effort into preparing your questions. Maya, I'm trying, man. You saw Max, and only Max, right, Trilo? That's right, and that makes him the killer. There was only one person headed that way that night. That makes quite a bit of sense and makes Max one suspicious character. There's more to this story than meets the eye. Is there something amiss in this? There's no proof he was Max. Anyone could have wore his stuff, you know? Wait a second. There's no proof that the witness saw Maximilian Galactica. Hey. You still don't get it, do ya? I saw what I saw. It was Max's three-piece joke of a costume. Alright, let's say it all together now. I think you should study up on your celebrities, Mr. Wright. Great. I'm getting shut down by a toy. Okay, I need to go back to that. I need to go back to that conversation. I must say, Ben only saw Max? That's a bit strange, don't you think? What's strange? That you only saw Max, and not Russell. Doesn't it seem like you have seen someone else as well? What are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Who else do you suppose this witness could have seen? Because Max was going, I thought they were walking together? Russell? Right? Russell. That's the victim. That's correct. If Trilo was at the entrance to the plaza, he should have seen the ringmaster as well. Ah, very clever. Put on that thinking hat. Obviously, the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness. Could have seen him. Anyone with sense could have figured that one out. What are you talking about? The ringmaster and Max went together to the ringmaster's room, so they should leave together. Is that according to the defendant? A likely story. If Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room, why was he just, as the witness stated, at the scene of the crime? We got a duplicate? A doppelganger? I see. It seems that at this stage I have no reason to doubt the witness' testimony. And there are clearly no conclusive contradictions. He's right. A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now let's move along with the testimony. Trilo wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he? Yeah? Come on, love triangle. Come on. Well, Max is part of that bitter love triangle with Regina, which is probably why Max conked him over the head. Nick? Wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head? Yeah, I think so. I don't know anymore. Okay. The clown? You're talking about Mo? Of course I'm talking about the old fart. He's so pathetic, I can't stand him. Just a little bit of exercise. Okay, yeah. Wait. He's saying exactly... I've already seen this. Wait, did we reach the end of the thing? The police took him away. Around what time did the police arrive at the scene? I suppose that would have been around... Hey, what time was it? I think it was around, I'd say a bit after 10:30, I think. Practice ended at 10 p.m, so you hung around the lodging house the entire time. I guess that sounds about right. Wasn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you just stand outside in that weather, for about 30 minutes. Or more than that. Well, the truth is... Will you shut up, you big-nosed dope? Why are you telling him anything extra? Why can't you believe that we just stand outside in that weather? Well, maybe you were waiting for someone? Whoa, what? Who said we were waiting for someone? Mr. Phoenix Rhino, we can all do without your offhanded theories. Yeah, say it! But this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already. I'm onto something. Mr. Wright. Who do you suppose the witness was waiting for in that cold night? I think he was waiting for Regina. He was gonna propose to her. Because the ring, right? We had the ring. Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. And nobody else, no one would wait like I wouldn't wait for my friends in the cold for like 40 minutes, honestly. It has to be for like a loved one, you know what I'm saying? I still love you, friends. I wouldn't wait 40 minutes though, not in the Canadian cold. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer, Regina. Wah! I love how Trilo exploded. You were outside waiting for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken? Is this true? Well, you can't really ask me that question. Who cares who I was waiting for that night? What's more important is what I saw. Don't you forget it. Well, the puppet may be a bit stiff, but he's right. Judge. Alright. There's obviously a reason why this witness was there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought. That's right. Get destroyed. Objection! That makes perfect sense. What did you say? The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime. However, he did not see the victim on his way. On the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there is a high likelihood that he could have missed someone else other than Max heading to the... Ow! There's absolutely no proof that the witness was waiting for the animal tamer. I guess you got me. Alright. I'll spill the beans for real this time. It's true, I was waiting for Regina. Pain. Don't volunteer things. Mr. Quist, tell us the truth this time, and I mean the whole truth. Were you or were you not waiting for Regina at the entrance of the lodging house? I was. I was waiting to propose to her. Booked. I was right. And he lost his ring. You were what? Waiting to propose? What's the matter? You think that humans have a monopoly on marriage? That matter of puppet marriage is not under review in this case. You're the judge. I mean, look at your horrible outfit. More pain. Thanks to your bumbling, my perfect plan is not so perfect anymore. Now we have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet. I'm glad that I'm not the only one who finds this silly. Yeah, thank you for that, Miss Von Karma. Don't be so surprised that I was going to propose to Regina. I even had something to give to her. I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Are you sure about that? I have it in mind. You were going to propose you a puppet? That would be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love. I guess you're right. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I couldn't propose to her too. Exactly. There's something wrong with that, Your Honor. Yeah, His Honor's looking a little less than honorable right now. The judge literally just said he was gonna propose. I don't have his profile. How old is that guy? 65? And look how old she is. 16. Okay, you just disgraced yourself, Judge. Making yourself look like a pedo out of everybody. Okay, Mr. Wright, please continue with your examination. Oh, did you hear that? His sigh seemed a little wistful. I don't care, man. I'm here for this cross-examination. Here we go. I wanna press, this one. Whose pocket was the ring in? Mine, of course. What a stupid question. You've got to be kidding me. You think Ben could pull that off? I'm sorry. Really? You don't have to apologize for that. He's the one who should be apologizing. Really? I had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. Yeah? Yeah, and I was able to give it to her. Press that one. So you are still thinking of trying to give it to Regina? Of course I am. I spent 3 months' salary on this thing. I'm not gonna give up that easily. I wonder how much she receives for appearing in the circus. Probably way more than he deserves. How about it, Nick? I think it's about time to unwrap this toy's testimony. That's the spirit, Nick. Give him Nick. Uh-oh, the judge has that dazed look again. Maybe he should get out more. Okay. I wanna ask what it is. Okay, whoops. What was it exactly that you planned on giving her? You know exactly when I was going to give her, numbskull. The only thing I could find that could match Regina's beauty. Answer his question. What was it? You're gonna die when you hear this. It's an engagement ring. An engagement ring? Wow, those two nearly fell out of their chairs. I wish I could see that. Von Karma turning in her chair. Mr. Phoenix Wright joke has gone far. Time for this to end right here. Francisca's whip looks like it's about to lash out at almost anything. One hit from that thing will probably shut someone up for a long time. Push on anyway. Pain equals bad. Maybe something out of a joke, but this is a historic moment. The first time that a puppet has ever proposed to a human. Ow! I advise you to cut this argument short. I'm going to have to agree with the defense here. Will the witness please revise their testimony? Specifically about the engagement ring, I'd like to stick to facts, not sociology. You sure do enjoy sweating the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe. The roast is real. This is the ring. I'm just pressing the ring. An engagement ring? Uh-huh. It's actually a diamond-shaped stone cut from glass. Even more brilliant than the real thing. I think Regina's going to love it. It's just a ring. What's the matter, Nick? Well, there's gotta be something I could catch him on. So you went to the lodging house to give it to her? That's right. I tried to give it to her during practice so many times that I lost count. But that uppity snob kept getting in my way.
Uppity snob? He couldn't possibly be talking about me, Maximilian Galactica. When I get a hold of him, I'm gonna saw his woodblock in half, and now with magic.
Well, they always say that love creates rivalries. So what about this present? You still have it in your pocket? So what happens if I present this? Trilo, do you mind if I show you something? What is it? What are you talking about? Oh, looks like they're going to double team me now. Do you recognize this ring? Ah, that's mine! Give it back, thief! Thief! Did you just testify about this very object? I believe you said, in the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pockets. Why then do I have it right here? I love his animation where he just blows up like that. What is going on here? That's... Man, say something! Don't put me on the spot like that, Trilo. I found this in Muddy's room. Muddy's room? You mean a room they put money, like a bank vault? Heh, that filthy monkey's gonna get what's coming to him. Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you avoided slandering innocent fiats in my court. Fiats? What the hell? Well, Your Honor, Money really is a monkey in every sense of the word. Oh, I see. Well then. Money likes to go after the shiniest things that he can find and gather them up. Shiny things? Trilo, when was this ring stolen from you? Well, I suppose it was that time, you know, the night of the crime. What did you just say? Details, I need more details, come on! Well, it was stolen right after Max showed up in the plaza. Right about when you saw the defendant walk past, correct? Well, I guess you might, be able to say that. The ring might have, well, it could have been taken around that time. He was attacked by a monkey? How is that even possible? If the ring is in his pocket, how does the monkey see it? Man, what's with you? Oh, whatever. It has nothing to do with anything. Especially not who committed the murder. It's not for you to decide what has to do with what. Now, Trilo, back to the topic at hand. I haven't admitted a thing. Not I, Mr. Triloquist. What did you do when the ring was taken, Trilo? You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring, snatching Money Monkey. But you weren't able to catch up with him, were you? It's all this slow loafy fool called Ben's fault. While he was fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away. That is indeed an incredible shame. Wait. So he was running across the snow and I didn't see his footprints? Well, this indeed proved one very important point. Prove an important point? What point could that possibly be? Ben doesn't exercise enough. His testimony has a flaw. He wasn't there. He wasn't there fully. Contradiction? The witness just testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from this spot. You know, the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness just stated that he chased after Money the monkey. When the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza. What is the meaning of all this? Mr. Phoenix Wright, where are you going with this little theory of yours? I'm saying that there is no possible way that this witness saw the plaza the entire time. Did that register in your head, Von Karma? That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It is entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene. Now, what's the chances that Regina killed her father? Objection! Pretty high. Well, then tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you have any proof that something slipped past this vigilant ventriloquist? Well, he obviously didn't see the victim, the ringmaster, arrive on the scene. However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant arrive. The witness is lying. He is blinded by his rivalry with Max. Well, the defense's argument does hold water. The witness does have a history of animosity towards the defendant. What? How dare you? I wouldn't lie just to get that dork face in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him, no doubt about it. I saw that worthless liar. Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who you saw on that night. Heh, I've told you so many times, you'd think you'd know my story's not changing. You've already changed your story, Stick Boy, and I'm sure it will change some more. Where there is one lie, there are usually many more behind it. Exactly, Maya. Exactly. That's why we have to keep after him. Yeah. Alrighty. I'll give you that I was waiting that night for Regina. But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza last night. Or that night. He showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes. Okay. I said good evening to him, and he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. I'ma have to question that good evening thing. So that means that money didn't show up until after you saw Max? That's right. Money ran up less than a minute after I saw Max. Then Money snatched the ring and you went chasing after him. How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting? Well, let's see. I'd say about, I suppose, 5 minutes, I think. So the victim could have arrived in the scene in that 5-minute stretch. Mr. Wright, please cross-examine. Please proceed with your cross-examination. Oh my goodness, this is so real. This one. So you testified that you said good evening to Max that night. You must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. You say good morning in the morning and afternoon during the day, right? And it's obvious that I'd say good night to someone at night. What, Ben? You got something else to add? Let me guess. That's not it, Trilo. You say good evening at night. Ah, I'm sorry, Trilo. Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you kept your ventriloquist act outside the courtroom. Impossible. A performer lives and breathes his performances. You should know better. There's gotta be something wrong with this bit of testimony. His greeting. Ben's half of the comedy act? Evening greeting. Isn't that a bit strange to you? What do you mean? Well, if you hate Max so much, why would you bother being nice to him? It strikes me as somewhat strange. Why would it strike you as strange? Exactly. How is it strange to be cordial to one of your co-workers? Well, if it was simply just being cordial to a co-worker, I would understand. Ow! That hurt. Maybe you should think of having some proof before your lips start flapping next time. Proof is everything in this world. You should have learned that back in grade school. There's no reason that Trilo would ever say something nice to Max. But how do I go about proving that with evidence? Bluffing is everything in this world, but I'm sure you already learned that one. I guess I can give it a shot. The witness will resume his testimony. Okay. You are 100% absolutely sure of what you just said? I told you already, jeez. I'm 100% absolutely sure. There's no way that he could be any more confident than that, right? Those three ridiculous symbols, huh? Out of curiosity, exactly how many times have you asked that question by now? If you're gonna ask again, answer with a chorus. Everyone together now. Silk hat, cloak, white rose. Thank you very much. Maya, you didn't have to join in, did you? What? It's fun shouting out with everyone else. There has to be a hole in his testimony somewhere. I agree. But do we have the proof to make something stick? Gotta have something that will prove useful. Alright. Is there hold on. Is there anything? Oh, he hit him on the head. That they can be good friends. I have to show the bottle. Papers, poster, nothing here can be proven. Maybe I could can I present Regina? Kind of like you can't be. So you're friendly with your co-workers, but would you be friendly with a rival, like love rival? So I don't know what to present, especially when this guy got hit in the head. I'm gonna present the bottle. Yes, yes, he hit him in the head with a bottle. If my friend hit me in the head with a bottle, I would not be friends with him anymore. That's a bottle, bro. Trilo, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder? A fight? A fight over Regina, to be exact. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was just an argument. A disagreement at most. A disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting clunked over the head. That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he? What? Is that an admission of assault and battery? Ouch! Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first. The truth is that on the day of the crime, the defendant and witness had a huge fight. There's absolutely no way they should have suddenly become cordial that evening. Moreover, just consider the personality of the witness on the stand. There's no way a puppet this lewd would just up and say good evening to his rival.
Objection!
Are you saying this witness is lying? That he's trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the crime scene? I didn't tell a single lie, honestly. I just... That's enough from you, Mr. Quist, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Let's clarify this testimony for the court. One last time. Could you explain your theory about who the witness actually saw that night? He saw a different person. Or he didn't see anyone. I'm going with he saw a different person. I can't remember what this guy said to me. Where was he? Where was Max? Where did they find Max? Crap. Different person. It is my belief that the witness did indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's who he said good evening to. What kind of theory is that? The correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all. What? If he had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all. Which means there is only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galactica. Hit the soundtrack. Alright. That is why Trilo made the effort to see or greet whoever it was that he saw that evening. Or good evening, as he put it. What in the world? Will the defense kindly explain who it was Trilo? Who it was Trilo saw that evening? her. That's why he said good evening. This is the person that the witness felt the need to greet that night. Nope. It would have been something else, I guess. Never mind. Okay, I got that wrong. Who was it? Let me read that again. Uh-oh, now I've done it. You better rethink this line of questioning before I lose my patience with you. Him. It was Russell Berry. Right? Who else? Who else, bro? Considering the ill temper of this witness, there's only one person he would greet. It must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She's so cute. No, Your Honor, it's not Regina. It's the boss, the honcho. The head honcho. If it was Regina, Trilo would have given her the ring as a present. Oh, that's true. But I was thinking like she was just passing by. She's like, I need to use the washroom or something. I don't know. Oh yeah, I suppose you've got a point there. It was Russell Berry. The victim himself, was it not? You are correct. It was indeed Russell Berry. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster. That's why you greeted him, Trilo. Isn't that correct? Gulp. Answer the question, Mr. Quest. Order, order, order. How do you respond to this? Well, wait a second. Well, at first I thought it was the old man. But once I got a better look at him, it was obviously Maximilian Galactica. Really? He has a mustache. Max doesn't. I think it is high time that we clear the air about this question. Mr. Quist obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the plaza that evening. The problem is identifying who exactly that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica, or was it the ringmaster, Mr. Russell Berry? The prosecution argues that it was the defendant that the witness saw that night. And the witness has clearly stated that he saw the defendant's 3 symbols. 3 symbols? Alright, this is getting old. Come on, man. You've gotta remember them by now. No more of this. No more of this, Trilo. I'ma slap you. Yes, Von Karma, slap him. We know. A silk hat and a cloak. Anyone could wear them. They'd even look good on me. What was that? Well, the witness has endlessly repeated that he saw Max's 3 symbols. However, how do we really know that it was Max? It could have been someone else, dressed up as him. Possibly even Russell Berry. What? Miss Von Karma, do you have clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant? Well, If that's the case, then it is impossible for me to make a judgment at this point. Yes, I think we finally won a point in this one. That is very unfortunate. Huh? You're just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix, right? What do you mean by that? You merely established one thing from this witness. You established that this witness saw one person in the plaza that night. I applaud you on your effort, but who that person was can only be answered by the next witness. How many witnesses are we gonna have? Like the whole like circus? Even the audience? Huh? Your Honor, the prosecution will provide, beyond a shadow of a doubt, an answer to this question, and evidence that clearly establishes one thing. That there is no one other than Maximilian Galactica responsible for this crime. Who else saw it? Regina? Very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepare their next witness. Court is now in recess. Yes. Yes, thank you, thank you. Yo, this was a long episode, boys. Alright, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry, I have to cut it here. I'll see you guys in the next episode. This shirt is hella hot. This is probably the first time and last time you'll ever see me wearing this shit. I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.